G'day guys, so I've shortlisted the 5 things that go with me on every single hunt, which help me in the field. Here's a few pointers, and stay tuned for a bonus tip at the end. Fortunately, I live in a location that gets me out in the bush most weeks with hunting access. So over time, you quickly learn what works and what's a waste of time. I could prattle on for hours on hunting gear and what I take, but these are the 5 things that go with me on every single trip. These trips might be stalking, they might be spotlighting, either on the quad or on foot, so very useful. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up on that like button and subscribe to the channel. Have a look through some of the other content that I've put out. These items will hopefully cover anyone in the sport, be that new or old, just looking to get some new gear. These 5 items assume that you have the staples like a rifle, a backpack, your clothes, all that sort of stuff. Just to be clear, I'm not sponsored. This is all my gear. I've paid for all of it. It's just handy stuff that I thought I'd pass on to you guys. Great binoculars. I can't understate these enough. Get the best you can buy. You don't have to spend $3,000 to buy good optics. If you can get into a shop and try them, do that. Especially if you can get in there of an afternoon when the sun goes down and you can look into some of those darker corners. That will define some of the better optics. You'll use these good binoculars for hours on end, or at least you should. A good motto is to walk less, look more. And to look more in detail, you're best served with some good binoculars. So many people pump huge dollars into a rifle scope. Now I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but on say a deer hunt, you're going to look through those binoculars for hours, and the reality is a lot of the time you might throw the rifle up and look through the scope for all of 15 seconds. So again, it's all a bit of a compromise. I know we're all on a budget, but certainly don't skimp on the binocular side of it. I've had chats with lots of people, and they've said, they've just spent $1,500 on a rifle scope, and they've got $400 left for a pair of binoculars. So either save more and try and get some better binoculars, or shop around. There's some good budget options that you can get, or prioritize when you start out and get those better binoculars up front, and you can get some really good rifle scopes in that $600 to $800 range. So item number 2, bino chest pouches. Might upset some people with this, but neck straps suck. I don't like them. Your binos flop around, especially when you're climbing under and over things, through fences. They get caught up. I've just never been a fan of them. I ran a Vortex bino harness for a lot of years and I was happy with that, but a bit over 12 months ago I bought a chest pouch, and that was one of the best things that I did. No more bouncing, swinging optics. They are easy to access your binoculars as you don't need to run lens covers on them. They balance and distribute the weight really well. They offer excellent protection for expensive glass. Additionally, you can run rangefinder pouches, GPS pouches, ammo holders. They've got little pockets for wind check, range cards, things like that. So all of those things are super accessible on your chest, very handy. The easier things are to access, the better they are in the bush. There's nothing you want less than fumbling around for gear, and I just find when it's on the front in the pouch, it's accessible, it's quiet. Added bonus that I have found with the chest pouch, I run a thermal binocular at night. It's super handy to store that in while I'm walking around doing my nighttime hunting. So I didn't think that the thermal would be a good fit in a pouch, but it's again same as the binos. It's just super handy to get it in and out. Item number 3, safari sling. Just go and get one. It puts your rifle on the front, super fast to shoot. It just makes carrying the rifle in a ready position comfortably for hours on end. Really good. I can't say enough positive things on the safari sling. Plenty of times I've thought that I was in a non-productive hunting area. I might have just been walking back to the car or the quad bike, and I've had a rifle on my shoulder on a normal sling, and I've bumped that animal out. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had that happen as well. With the safari sling, there's none of that stealthy, unstealthy, getting the rifle off the shoulder. It's just up, ready to shoot, super easy. You've always got the rifle ready to shoot on the front, but you're not actually holding it, so I hope that makes sense. Soft bullet holders. Prepare your credit card. Go punch into eBay. Buttstock ammo holder. These elastic wonders are made to slip over the buttstock on your rifle and hold the cartridges there. Get the type to suit your cartridge diameter. They're pretty universal though, being elastic. This epic item costs around $4.30 from China, so buy a couple if you want. Now once you have it, get some scissors and cut these bits out. Burn the edges to stop it fraying. Now you have a very quiet way to hold ammunition, be that in a pocket or a pack. There's no more jingling shells, anything like that. There's nothing worse than that when you're out hunting. The best thing is these are super cheap to do, and now you've got a great solution to that unnecessary noise in the bush. So item number 5, a Nightcore NU25 headlight. These little $50 to $60 lights are awesome. They're super ultra light. I've got a bungee strap on mine, as you can see. There's nothing wrong with the stock strap that they come with. I just prefer to make mine a little bit more compact. It only weighs 34 grams. These lights are USB rechargeable, so it's very handy in the field. I tend to just take a USB battery pack to charge my phone and any accessories that I take, such as one power source. These lights have 3 different light sources, so they have a normal LED beam type, they have a high CRI flood beam, which is really good for natural light. It's great in camp, really good for taking animal photos and things like that. And they have a red LED with 2 different brightness levels. I tend to use the red a lot when I'm walking around at night hunting with the thermal and the night vision gear. It's just that little bit more stealthy, doesn't seem to alert the animals or livestock to what I'm out there doing. The run times for a light this small are pretty impressive. You can look the stats up yourself, but yeah, I was very surprised that with the weight of it, how long this light runs for. Often you're walking into or out of an area to hunt, even if you don't hunt at night, you walk in and out in the dark. So having a headlight as small, as compact as this, it's just really handy to have. I'm sure we've all done the old phone light to try and find your way back to the car or a camp, and yeah, these little guys, for the cost and the weight that they are, well worth having. Here's a little bonus tip. So most animals move around more than we realise in the bush, and our eyesight is suited to spotting that movement. Try it. Look out the window, wherever you are now, and just have a look around. And 9 times out of 10, your eyes will lock onto something that's moving. That's the first thing that you'll look at. That's a huge angle that we can exploit as a hunter. Try to pattern your target animal that you're hunting and position yourself in areas that animal's likely to move into or out of, be that feeding areas, drinking sources, things like that. When those animals move, generally our eyesight will lock straight onto the movement. It's more difficult to spot a moving animal if you yourself are moving, I've found. I'm not saying don't move around when you hunt, you have to, but the more you stop and you're static while you look, I generally find that I pick up animal movement a lot more often than as opposed to bumbling around and finding things like that. It's no good spotting that animal moving if all you see is the backside of it as it tears off through the bush. So the better you can spot that animal while it's unaware of your location and the fact that you're there, the more chance you have of actually getting that animal. I hope people get something from these tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys.